Good morning, grade 9 lingo.
Good morning, sir.
Before anything else, we will have first a prayer. Let us all stand. And now for our objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to analyze a short story and describe its characters, understand how working with others address status and cultural concerns by stating opinions in the given issues, make connections between text to particular issues, social issues, concerns, and dispositions in life. Before starting our activity, we will have first the house rules. Number 1, avoid talking to your seatmates unless necessary. Avoid using gadgets. Number 3, avoid eating. Number 4, listen and be cooperative during activities. And lastly, learn and have fun. So, you will be grouped into two. The first row will be the first group and the second row the second group. So the first group's name is equal and the second group's name is same. Now, I will read to you the mechanics. The first mechanics is you'll be given cut pictures and you will merge it to reveal the whole picture. Second, after completing the picture, you will tag it on the board. Lastly, choose one representative to explain what the picture is all about. Are the mechanics clear, class?
Yes, sir.
So these are the pictures completed by each group. The different race and the LGBTQ community. So first, I will congratulate you everyone for doing great, and we know that we are all different, and because of our culture, we tend to judge each other's differences. But we must appreciate and respect each other's differences. Now, here's a stock character from a short story who is a great exemplar of being true to himself. Do you want to know who he is?
Yes, sir.
Well, he is none other than Mumble. Today we will listen to a story entitled Happy Feet by George Miller. At the end of the story, there will be questions to be answered. For equal group, your question is, where in the text do we see representations of multiculturalism? And for the same group, is one species of penguin superior to another, and where can we see evidence of this? Then I will read to you the text and you will follow me only with your eyes. Then you will be given 5 minutes to answer the question given to you. You need to choose at least one representative to discuss your answer. Happy Feet by George Miller. Deep in Antarctica is a community of penguins. They are used to cultures and traditions which they have inherited from their forefathers. They may all be flightless birds, but they are also superb songbirds. In that great nation of singing penguins, you're nobody unless you can sing, which is unfortunate for Mumble, who is the worst singer in the group. His being different can be traced back during the time of his incubation. Memphis, Mumble's father, accidentally let go of him and exposed him to extreme temperature. When all the eggs of his batch hatched, Mumble is the only penguin born dancing to his own tune, Stop Dancing. Though Mumble's mom, Norma John, thinks this little habit is cute, but his dad, Memphis, says it's just a penguin. Besides, they both know that without a heart song, Mumble may never find true love. As fate would have it, his one friend Gloria happens to be the best singer around. Mumble and Gloria have a connection from the moment they hatched, but she struggles with his strange happy face. Mumble is just too different, especially for Noah's elders, the stern leader of Emperor Lion. Just as when the ocean witch gave them all the food they hid ran out of fish. Noah cast him out of the community, thinking that Mumble is cursed and he is the one who brought such plague in the village. Away from home for the first time, Mumble meets the culture of decidedly an emperor-like penguin, the Adelaide Amigo, led by Ramon. The Adelites instantly embrace Mumbo's cool dance and invite him to party with them. In Adelaide Land, Mumbo meets the council of Lovelace the Guru, a crazy feathered rockhopper penguin who will answer any of his life questions for the price of a pebble. Lovelace.
Palayan na.
Lovelace, whose neck is strapped in a soda carrier, showed Mumbo the place where they got trapped upon reaching the place. They were beckoned by a huge fishing vessel. Mumbo thought that these vessels are the ones taking the fish. They walked until the ship sets back to US. Mumbo only has one thing in his mind, to follow the vessel and bring back what the vessels have taken from them. Together with the Lovelace and the Amigos, Mumbo sets out across vast landscapes for some epic encounters to investigate why the ocean is running out of fish and, of course, to prove himself that he is worth something. In his quest to find out what causes the problem, a group of fishermen caught them and placed them in a zoo. Bored with such limited place of stay, Mumbo finally communicated with a child who has been viewing him from a deck. He tapped his feet to call the attention of the child and eventually called the attention of the media and triggered discussion among the leaders of the United Nations. Mumbo was finally sent back to Antarctica. The moment he stepped foot in his village, he immediately encouraged his family and friends to stop them and set human beings a statement that they inhabit the land and humans should stop taking all their fish. The United Nations then banned fishing in the area to protect the ecosystem of penguins and other organisms that greatly depend on the resources of the ocean. Mumbo and his friends proved that by being true to yourself and working with others, you can make all the difference in the world. How did you find the story, class?
It was full of lessons, sir. It tells us to respect each other's differences and know that everyone can contribute to the society.
Great! Thank you for that sage answer. Now, may we have the equal group to present their answer for the question. Let us give them applause.
Good morning, everyone. Our answer for the question, where in the text do we see representations of multiculturalism? In the story presented, the multiculturalism is seen in the second stanza, where all of the penguins are singers, and only Mumbo is the worst singer. Also, not all penguins are singers. Mumbo meets another group of penguins who genuinely accept him as he is.
Thank you. Group 1, you have identified different cultures from the story. Another big applause for them. Next, let us welcome the same group.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmates. For our assigned question, is one species of penguin superior to another? Where can we see evidence of this? Yes, that can be seen in the fifth paragraph. Noah the elder is the superior of their group, and he thinks that Mumbo is a curse and the reason why they are left with no fish to consume. So he casts out Mumbo in their community.
Thank you. That was indeed comprehensive thing. Thank you and give hands to them. Okay, so the moral of the story is that sometimes being different is the reason why some of us is being bullied. The protagonist of our life always makes a way so to feel that we don't belong to a certain community. But we must be like Mumbo, whose difference is not a hindrance to make a difference, and we must prove to everybody that we matter. At this point, what we have discussed earlier is an example of a short story. Now, what is a short story, sir? A short story is a work of short, narrative prose that is usually centered around one single event. It is limited in scope and has an introduction, body, and conclusion. Although short story has a much in common with a novel, it is written with much greater precision. Now, what are the elements of a short story? So the first element of a short story is setting. So, Mika, can you please read the setting, the first element?
Setting is a description of where and when the story takes place. In a short story, there are fewer settings compared to a novel. The time is more limited.
So, these are the questions you must ask yourself to find the setting of a short story. How is the setting created? Consider geography, weather, time of the day, social conditions, and etc. What role does setting play in the story? Now, in the short story we have discussed earlier, where was the setting took place? Yes, Nika?
Sir, in Antarctica, a community of penguins.
Very good, you did listen well. Now the second element is the characterization. Characterization deals with how the characters in the story are described. In short stories, there are usually fewer characters compared to a novel. They usually focus on one central character or the protagonist. Now, who is the main character of the short story Happy Feet?
Mumble, sir.
Very good. Now, these are the characters that can be seen in the short story Happy Feet. The protagonist Mumble, his father Memphis, his mother Norma John, Gloria, Noah the elder of the Emperor Land, Ramon and the Adelaide Amigos, and Lovelace with the Guru. Now for the third element is the conflict. Conflict or tension is usually the heart of the short story and is related to the main character. In a short story, there is usually one main struggle. So the main struggle of the protagonist of the story in Happy Feet is being, or the persona can sing very well. Now, how would you describe the conflict in the short story?
The conflict of the story, Happy Feet, is when Mumble, the main character, is trying to justify his belief that dancing is not the reason why the food supply of their colony was decreasing.
Very well said, Nika. So, good job for that. Now, is it another question you must answer for the conflict is it an internal conflict within the current conflict caused by its surrounding or environment? The main character finds himself or herself in, then how to describe the main conflict? Now for the next element is climax. Climax is the main point of greatest tension or intensity in the short story. It can also point where events a major turn in the short story reaches towards its conclusion. Now for the next element is the resolution. The resolution is the end of the story. It focuses on how the conflict is ultimately resolved. Now for the next element, we have the narrator and point of view. The narrator is the person telling the story. Consider this question. Are the narrator and the main character the same? By the point of view, we mean from whose eyes the story is being told. Short stories tend to be told through one character's point of view. Now, who is the narrator of the short story Happy Feet?
George Miller, sir.
Very good, Charmaine. Now, another questions to be considered are, does the author speak through the main character? Is the story written in the first person I point of view? Is the story written in the touch third person he or she point of view? And last question is the narrator trustworthy? Now for the next element, we have the style. The author's style has to do with his or her vocabulary, use of imagery, tone, or the feeling of the story, and has to do with the author's attitude toward the subject. In some short stories, the tone can be aggressive, humorous, cold, or dramatic. Now for the next element, we have the plot and structure. The plot is the main sequence of events that make up the story. In short stories, the plot is usually centered around one experience or a significant moment. And the last element is the theme. The theme is built on topics such as death, hope, etc. and how the topic affects the human condition, society, or life. As a reader, focus on what the story is revealing about the topic. The theme should be expressed as a statement, a general observation about human nature. Now, my question is, what is the main theme or the theme of the short story Happy Feet?
Sir, the theme of the story is about acceptance of differences. Despite of the fact that we are all different, we should embrace one another because being different is the reason why we are we.
Very good. That was a heart touching realization, Nika. Give hands to her. Now, before we conclude this meeting, we have another activity. With the same group, you will make a role play about the story what we had earlier. Now, I will give you 10 minutes for the preparation, and the preparation will only take 5 minutes. So only take 5 minutes. Are the instructions clear?
Yes, sir.
And the winner for this activities is all of you are winners. I choose to give you the same scores because you all deserve it, and I appreciate your participation in our discussion today. Congratulations everyone, you all did very well. One an assignment. Research any short story of your choice and answer the following. The characters, setting, outline, climax, the resolution, and theme. That's all for today. I hope you all learned, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye and thank you, class.
Goodbye, sir.